Hey guys, it's me, Cleo, here for another vlog. Vlog, I don't know why I say it like that. Spur of the moment. I have a zit, that's what this is, just before anyone comments. So, what's up? Behind me is this asshole. Oops. Who I decided to kind of throw the towel in, and he's hiding right now. That is my hognose snake that I bought in October, and I managed to feed twice. Twice, and then he decided he would never eat again, and I contacted the breeder, and the breeder said he's probably trying to brumate, and I should just turn all the lights and everything off and let him brumate. And I tried that, but he was still coming out a lot, so I figured, okay, he's hungry, he's just being an asshole. He kept refusing mice, so I went online to Reptilinks, and I ordered frog juice, which is like, it's supposed to smell like frogs, as well as their links, which are meant for animals like hognose that are actually like chopped up bullfrogs plus some other stuff or whatever. And it finally came yesterday. Even though I ordered it like 3 weeks ago, for some reason they delayed a really long time sending it. That was annoying, but it finally came yesterday, and I tried it, and he still refused it. He refused it in his tank. Oh, there's a blue paint on me. More about that in a second. He refused it in his tank, and then I put him in a circular phone falling out of my hand. Circular tub along with the link, and he still ignored it. So I was like, you know what, fucker, fine. Yeah, I'm anxious about it because I think he's too skinny. Like when he rests his head on something, his skin kind of folds out, and to me that means he's, according to my internet research, that means he's too skinny. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll eat again in 2 weeks from now. I don't. Snakes can go months without eating, but he didn't really stock up before he decided to stop eating. So, I didn't know he was going to start ruminating, if that's even what he's doing. So that's just frustrating. But anyway, so I started writing down some New Year's resolutions, even though it's early. And I mean, it didn't even start out as a New Year's resolution list. It was just like a to-do list for myself, kind of reprising the stuff that I want to get done. But then I decided, okay, I'll make it like a New Year's resolution. But of course, I'm going to, try to get it done more frequently and sooner than that. The reason I have paint on me is that I made a decision a while ago that I'm going to set an area up in the upstairs bedroom. I'm going to set up an area behind where I do my live streams and stuff, and I'm going to put some shelves up, and I'm going to put all my gaming figures and my comics and my games, even though a lot of the games I get now are digital, but my old games, my GameCube and PS3 and stuff like that, which I still I haven't had a working PS3 in so long, but like some of those games over there I really love, so I'm just holding on to it and hoping someday to buy a used PS3 that still works. Be nice if they had fucking backwards compatibility, but anyway. Of course, you can always just rebuy the remakes of the game, or sometimes they're not even remakes, they're just like the same game, but just, like the Nintendo ones that they're putting back up or whatever, but spend like $50 on a 20-year-old game. Anyway, so yeah, I've been making this list, and I mean, they're kind of, anyone that follows me on social media and hears me rant a lot, mostly on Twitter, probably knows most of these, but like one of them is I really want to draw more often. I got my Huion tablet over there, and the first couple of days I was like drawing up a storm on it, but then I've been tired and trying to do other stuff, and I haven't drawn, and it's like once you fall off the wagon of doing something daily, blah blah blah. Plus there's not like, I can either have the tablet and a monitor, or I can have two monitors. And I am a 2-monitor person. Like I whenever I'm doing work or whatever, I always like to have my main focus on the main monitor, and then like whatever else I'm doing over there. Like when I'm editing video, I'll have all these ideas as I'm editing the video, so I'll have a document over there where I'm like writing, additional ideas. The thing that's so frustrating is I am always overflowing with ideas for videos and streams and content and everything like that. It's just a matter of time, energy. So speaking of, I actually did officially start looking at preschools for Aiden. I don't really plan to put him in one until he can be safely vaccinated, and who knows with, I mean, if not this new Omicron variant, we're gonna have a variant out there that does ignore the vaccine, because there's just too much breeding ground for it. So you know, who knows if it'll ever be safe? Who knows if we'll be able to have VidCon, you know, 2022, or if it's going to get canceled 3 years in a row, which would really suck for VidCon staff. I just went for the option when they canceled this year's to roll the money into getting a ticket next year. So hopefully I don't have to sweat about getting a ticket in time, you know, worrying about them selling out or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not reserving a hotel or anything until they get closer. I guess I could actually do a hotel, because I can't remember if they charge you before, like I can't remember, they either charge you half before and half there, or you pay everything then. I don't remember. But anyway, because if it does happen, I still would really like to stay at the Hilton, right across from the convention center, both because then I don't have to walk really far away in scary Alameda late at night, and also, you know, like I could pop back to my room for lunch instead of spending $30 at a concession stand in the convention center or whatever. Plus the whole, you know, hang out in the Hilton bar area. Although I'm sure the famous people are going to go to some secret location, but fuck them. They don't talk to regular people like me anyway. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath on VidCon happening next year either, because virus. I did get my booster, by the way. And I got it like a week ago, I think. And I elected to get the Moderna because I had the Pfizer for the first two. And I was hoping that maybe the Moderna might help with my headache. I actually, like the day after I got the shot, I had a really bad headache. And it was like sort of all over instead of just the one side, like my usual headache. And then like by that evening, I was fine. I was a little nervous because I didn't have any reaction really to the Pfizer's, except my arm was sore for like a day or two. Like it's not even sore now. I can vaguely feel a tiny bit of pain if I push right on it. But yeah, so aside from having my arm be sore for about 2 days and then, you know, having a headache for like the morning and afternoon of the day after, I didn't feel anything for this one. And after that headache faded, I actually had no headache, including my usual one-sided one, for like the rest of that day and pretty much the day after. Now it's starting to come back. It's not bad, but it's back, and I'm just like, fuck. So you know, my last hope remains someday getting into a long COVID clinic as they slowly open, and hoping that maybe they have some new treatments, like the steroid thing I've read about or whatever, and try that. Because last time I went and tried to see a doctor about my headache, you know, they were just starting to understand that COVID can cause headaches, but they didn't have any new treatments for it. And since July, we've been on Washington Medicaid because Matthew suddenly lost his job and he started a new job, but he was hired as a temp because it's cheaper for the workplace. So we didn't have access to their health care. But he's going to be, unless anything, you know, something terrible goes wrong, he's going to be officially hired December 8th, and then we should finally be able to get employer-sponsored health insurance. I think it's Blue Shield, which I have read some pretty negative articles about, and I mean, I would like to have gotten Providence back, which is what we had through OMSI, but anyway, so yeah, I don't know if there's any places that accept it, because when I looked into it before, the only COVID clinics here in Washington, there's one for Providence, there's a Providence-sponsored one by, you know, only for people that had Providence insurance, and there was a Kaiser Permanente one only for people that had Kaiser Permanente. OHSU down in Portland, they sort of gave me a vague answer. They said that they do accept basically any insurance, but they obviously couldn't accept Washington Medicaid because it's a different state. So maybe I'll look into them or whatever. It's so confusing with like, you know, like, oh, we take insurance, but the hard part is, will the insurance actually pay the claim? And that's where it gets really fun. And that's where, you know, even with Kaiser, my infamous story where when I was pregnant with Link, I went to Kaiser and used a Kaiser doctor with Kaiser insurance to get an ultrasound, just a normal ultrasound, and they fucking tried to charge me full price of it. And I was like, what the fuck, guys? Like, everything's Kaiser. It shouldn't be as complicated. So yeah, medical health care is a for-profit scam in the U.S. What else is new? Speaking of insurance, I also did sign up for pet insurance. Coverage doesn't start until the 8th, the same day that my husband's getting full hired, interestingly. I got it for the puppy. Oh yeah, you guys haven't seen the puppy yet. I got it for the puppy, and then I decided to get it for Fenris too. Unfortunately, because Fenris's itchiness and everything like that has already been, you know, diagnosed and treated, not completely, but efforts have been made to treat it. It counts as a pre-existing condition, so they won't cover you know, they won't cover any new treatments for that. But, you know, if he should get in an accident or if he should develop cancer or something like that. And Aiden's awake. Hi, sweetie. My moment of freedom is gone. Hi. Oh, you got funny lines on your face. Choke on your hair. We're trying to grow his hair long and, like, get it to part, like, sideways or whatever, but it just loves to be in his eyes. You look like you're still asleep. You still asleep?
No, I want to watch Blippi on the TV.
Okay, can you let me record my video and then I'll put Blippi on for you?
Okay.
Thank you. Mwah! I put a really cute video of him up right before his nap today. I'm trying to get into TikTok, even though, you know, I've had negative experiences with TikTok taking my videos down for no real reason. But like I did one that was like a satirical impression of a Trumper, and it wasn't even like offensive or anything. It was, I don't remember what I said, but it was really mild, and Trumpers reported it and it got taken down. So fuck TikTok. But anyway, I'm trying to, sorry, I didn't say that. Anyway, I'm trying to get into that a little bit, you know, try to get it, the voiceover part is kind of fun. Here's a puppy. Well, I just sat on one of her toys. That was comfortable. I bought a whole bunch more toys for her because she likes to eat the kids' toys and the blanket and everything like that, which is really annoying. Anyway, so this is Gaia, and her adoptive name was Molly, but I decided on Gaia because she's this like brown color, although she looks black on camera right now, and I just thought it was a cute name for her. She's like 4.5 months old. They think that, they said that she's like a shepherd blue heeler mix because of her parents. She was found as a stray litter. They weren't able to get the mom, but they got the puppies. And she came from Texas. The fosters here, a lot of the animals come from Texas because Texas is like overwhelmed with animals. She is not a breed that I was really hoping for. I was hoping for like a, Australian Shepherd is my ideal, but you know, something a little perky-eared or whatever. But her foster was like one of the only people to respond to me positively when I said that I was trying to find a dog to get along with kids, cats, and another dog. This one specifically, her Texas foster had kids and dogs and insisted she should go to a household that had both of those. And it's worked out pretty good so far. She's a typical puppy. She's potty trained, but she has been peeing in the house a little bit, and I think it's more of a dominance thing. Fenris is so, like, not laid back because he's very anxious, but he's so submissive. He's like bullied around by the cats, and now he's bullied around by this little puppy. So I keep, you know, she'll like jump up and lick his mouth and everything. He's just like, leave me alone. I'm like, dude, you gotta like snarl at her or something, otherwise she's gonna keep walking all over you. I think she's only gonna be like 50 pounds at the max, maybe. Fenris is like 70.5, 75, something like that. And you know, it's lucky that Fenris is as easy going, and again, not easy going, but pushover as he is, because if he did jump on the kids and stuff, he'd knock them flat. So, but yeah, she's being all sleepy now. She's, you know, like a puppy, so she'll be running all over the place, crazy 1 second, and then sleeping for the rest. And she cuddles. I don't love her being on the couch, but I figure I'll train it out of her as she gets bigger. The foster that had her since she came here from Texas, that we got her from, a little high strung. She wanted all these references to talk to, including the vet that we go to all the time to like make sure we were going to be a dog owner. And she like called them all, and both my sister-in-law and my neighbor, who agreed to be references on their own, were like, wow, she was kind of nuts. So she was very like, well, first of all, she did not like kids. And when we drove up to Olympia, because we had to go all the way up to Olympia to get Molly, and she was really insistent, like, I meet Molly alone, and then I can bring my dog because she likes other dogs, and then maybe my kids can come meet her. And so we got out of the car, and we had just driven like 2 hours straight, and Link had actually thrown up on himself because he has motion sickness, which hadn't been a problem for a while. I mean, in the car he has motion sickness, which hadn't been a problem for a while. So I didn't really, I didn't anticipate it. I didn't have any Dramamine or whatever. So after he threw up on himself, I stopped by Walmart and I got Dramamine and I got new clothes and, cleaned him off and everything. But so we've been in the car for hours and the kids were pent up and Aiden hadn't gotten his nap because of the timing and everything. So we parked the car and I was up on the patio where the lady was sitting with the puppy, and Matthew was like distracted with Link and the dog, and so Aiden started wandering up on the patio because he wanted to see the puppy, and the foster was like, oh, your kids don't listen to you, because I told Aiden to go back or whatever, and he was like, puppy. Yeah, she annoyed me. Anyway, so we have the dog now. One thing that I am having to adjust to with Molly, with Gaia, Molly was her before I adopted her name. She is a little pig. she is what is it? Food not food obsessed, food activated, or whatever the term they use when they're talking about dogs in foster is. And she will like knock you over to eat whatever you have. And she got out of our room because we are sleeping with her in the room with us at night right now, because I don't trust her to walk around the house because she likes to, again, eat toys and get into messes and stuff like that. And if I put her in a crate, she'd just cry all night too. So so I have her in the room, and I got her a dog bed and I put it right next to my bed. The foster lady would let the dogs all sleep in her bed, and because she had multiple dogs, and she was horrified at the idea of us not letting the dog sleep in the bed with us. So we were like, yeah, sure, she's gonna sleep in the bed with us. But anyway, like, of all the reasons to like not think someone's gonna be a good dog mom because they don't want their soon to be 50-pound dog sleeping in the bed with them, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, she got out of the room, and in like 5 minutes, because I was trying to get the kids ready for school and everything, she went over to the food bag, got into it, and ate herself until her stomach was like swollen for the whole day. It was like, holy shit, dog. So I've been trying to like put things on top of the bag to make it harder for her, and I want to get a container and put it in a container soon and just try to make it harder. And like Fenris, in contrast, it's weird because he looks fat, but he barely eats. And like I've tried weight control food too, and he still has the same, but it's like all on the chest. So I don't know. It's like he's barrel chested, but he didn't used to be. It's hard to get him to eat when she's being such a bully. And it's kind of the same thing with the cats, where ironically the really fat one, Daphne, is a picky, like, it's because we have her on, weight control glucose diet, which she doesn't like. So she has to be like starving before she'll eat it. So my cat, Rosie, if she's in the same room, will like kind of nudge her out of the way and eat it. So we have to keep the cats separate. Anyway, so yeah, fun times dealing with the puppy or whatever. Again, it seems all calm right now because the puppy's sleeping and Aiden just woke up from his nap and everything like that. But trust me, things are usually pretty chaotic around here. Link is in school and he gets home at 3:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. He gets home at 1 on Wednesday. They have half days on Wednesdays for conferences and stuff. And he seems to love it. I mean, he won't actually tell us what he did that day. And he lies constantly about everything. So he's always like the other day, he was like, oh, they showed us a video about ninjas fighting, and I was like, I don't think they did that. And I was talking to the teacher and I mentioned it, and she started laughing and was like, yeah, I promise I'll never play a video of ninjas fighting or something. And it's just like, yeah, I knew he made it up. But I'm happy that he has an imagination. It is frustrating trying to get my kids to not watch television all day, or play games. I mean, even games is better because they're still doing something. But, when the weather's all rainy or whatever, it's even harder to get them to go outside. And they fight a lot. Like, they'll have, patches where they're actually playing nicely together, but for the most part, any toy that one is using, the other one wants to use. And yesterday, we took the dogs to a park after Matthew got home from work, which he gets home basically right after Link does, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, so he... we went to get some food on the way, and the food wasn't ready, and there was a toy store, kind of a stupid, bougie toy store or whatever, next door to the food place that we were getting. And so he went in there with the kids, and I stayed in the car with the dogs because Fenris has separation anxiety, and because Gaia, she hasn't really been in a car much, so she was scared. And he comes back with this giant excavator toy, and he says the boys decided that they were going to combine their, amounts that they were allowed to get a big toy. And I'm just like, why would you get one big toy for both of them? Because they're going to fight. And so, of course, they've been fighting over it nonstop. And, we're like, okay, we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. Each one of you gets to play with it for 10 minutes. And, of course, they're just, trying to grab it from each other the whole time. But hopefully they get bored of it soon. Blah, 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 parenting stuff. I was going to say, as far as the preschool thing goes, there's one place that I'm touring on Monday, and it sounds really cool. They have a mud room and a rock climbing wall with, spongy ground below it and all this other, and lessons kind of. It's not just, here's a room of toys, GTFO. Sorry, allergies. But they have a waiting list, and they said their turnover rate is really low, so basically don't hold your breath on getting in. And I could find a cheaper, shittier one to put him in sooner, but I really am nervous about COVID, and also, I don't want him... I don't know, there's a lot of preschools out there where they don't observe the children close enough, and they get hurt, or, they fight each other, or... even without COVID, kids are always getting each other sick and stuff like that. And so it's really hard for me to trust him in someone else's care. I've basically never done that before. I mean, my mom, before she died, would help me watch them, sort of, although she couldn't physically chase after them. She could just sit there on the couch and yell at them. But other than that, I don't think I've never left them to be babysat by themselves by anyone that wasn't in my family. And, I don't have friends up here and stuff like that. So it's I have to trust a stranger to do it. And I'm just because there's so many horrible, abusive people out there. And even if they don't physically put their hands on the child, kids are always trying to kill themselves with sticking things in, electric sockets and playing with rope around their neck and stuff like that. So it only takes a few minutes with someone who's not aware of how quickly they can get into danger for your kid to die. So anyway, so yeah, don't hold your breath on him getting into preschool. I actually am on my computer right now, before I decided to film this half-hour blog, looking up emails and DMs and stuff with people that I had been talking to about maybe doing an interview someday. And I'm trying not to keep procrastinating. I keep trying to procrastinate until the perfect conditions to record anything, and I'm okay, I'm not getting anything new out there. I've been re-uploading all my old videos to Trom, but Trom is such a small platform, nobody uses it. All my social media posts are still getting shadow banned, so people can't find it, etc., etc. And so I'm just trying to get some stuff get some stuff scheduled, because once it's scheduled, I'll record it. It's actually scheduling something in the first place that I'm and just try to set everything to Aiden's nap time, and while Link is in kindergarten, and just have the guest understand that my kids operate on their own schedule, and Aiden may refuse to take a nap that day, or he may wake up early or something. And even if I'm upstairs and my dad is downstairs trying to keep Aiden occupied, just putting Blippi on, because he's still obsessed with Blippi, if I'm upstairs, Aiden and Link both automatically are almost always charge upstairs, as happens on every Saturday live stream. Even though Matthew's down here, he's just playing around on his phone, and so the kids just charge up and invade basically every single time. So that's fun. But yeah, so New Year's resolutions. Working on those. I'm working on scheduling more interviews. I'm going to try to draw more. It's been really cold, so I haven't really gone out to my shed to work on stuff, but I ordered another desk to set up upstairs so that we can have one L desk be an art area, and then one L desk be my computer area. And I want to bring my sewing machine up there and stuff like that. I still have I want to get back into cosplay, especially now that there's all these online tutorials and stuff for how to do stuff, because the last time I really got into cosplay, it was a lot harder to find resources, and you know, it was very niche. I'll make you some food in a second, honey. Okay, I promise. That's the frustrating thing about trying to work with him home, is that I can't just like sit and do something. I have to stop to like turn TV on for him or get him snacks or it's even worse when both of them are home. God, the fighting never ends. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, and if you or anyone you know would like to be interviewed in a video on my channel, just let me know. I'm open to basically any kind of interview. I had the idea. Oh, he's playing with the excavator because Link's not here to fight with him. Aw. Well, I'll be over there in a second, Link. Or Aiden, whatever your name is. Anyway, I had the idea earlier today randomly that I would love to find a black woman who does like really exciting hair, like, you know, funky dyed hair colors and maybe like dramatic makeup or something, and talk about like how she finds appropriately toned makeup and how, you know, what her experiences have been, comments she's gotten, what her process is, stuff like that. Because, you know, just doing fancy makeup like that alone is kind of interesting, but I feel like doing it from you know, having a black woman talk about it is an added layer of the intricacies involved. Even better if it's a trans black woman, because then it's like a whole bunch of, you know, different I guess hurdles to navigate. Hurdle being, you know, like the difficulty of finding the right skin tones for makeup and stuff like that. All right, and maybe like, you know, responses from other black people to her dramatic hair versus white people or whatever. I don't know. It was just like one of the many random thoughts that I had. And I also still want to do a lot of gaming content. I do still live stream every Saturday, 3 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard, on Twitch, although I was actually looking up, are there any new, you know, nudity allowing live streaming platforms, because I want to draw more, and I figure it's more of an incentive if I say like, oh, if you tip me during the live stream, I'll draw your request, and I open the door on a lot more requests if I am okay with doing erotic stuff. Drawing erotic stuff. I will not do erotic stuff. I posted a screenshot a couple days ago of just a new example of one of the kind of comments I constantly get. It was just especially funny because the comment was literally like, I want to pay you for a video of you playing with your boobs, but I'm not one of those guys that just wants to watch you play with your boobs. I'm like, but you literally just, what? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, if you or anyone you know might want to be interviewed, go ahead and contact me, probably at Topless Topics on Twitter. Is the best way, or you can join our Discord. I've been trying to visit there more often, although it's like very easy to just get sucked into talking to people and not get anything done. But I mean, I do that on Twitter anyway. You can go to toplesstopics.org/chat for a link to that. And yeah, okay, I better make some PBJs for my 3-year-old before he starves. Although right now he's playing with the puppy. Oh, so cute. So cute. All right, bye.